Muy buenas tardes a todos. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Mari Rabago from Con Mari Rabago and Mari Rabago Productions. Thank you for being here with us today. We are honored to have in our studios Councilman Ryan WINKLE from Mesa. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And his wife, Erika Varela. Gracias, Erika, por estar con nosotros. Bienvenida. Well, first of all, I would like for you to answer one of the questions that we've been getting left and right from the general media. Why would you choose Mari Rabago Productions to talk to your audience, to your constituents?
So the first thing that I've done when I've kind of noticed a lot of the media that's coming out, I really looked at the quality of what was being published and where the resources were listed, and I've always respected your journalism, so I chose you. Not to mention we've worked with you many times before, so I know what to expect, and that's a good thing.
Now, are you paying me for this interview? Is anyone else, any groups of interest paying me for this interview?
No.
Right. Well, with that out of the way, thank you so much again for choosing, for trusting us, and I work as a journalist here, independent journalist. And Ryan, there's too many questions that not only the media have, but particular people in Mesa that you serve that have supported you in this quest. You know, it was a very difficult campaign. It was very intense. You both have worked so hard through that campaign. You finally got to represent them. And then this incident with the police. What do you want to say to them? They've been waiting to hear from you.
So everybody knows how accessible I am and how I'm generally so out there in the media. So this has been killing me to be quiet about it. Of course, with any legal matters, you have to be careful about what you talk about when it comes to the case. But at this moment, I want to address the audience and just really show my apology and my sincere apology for what happened. But we did work very hard to get here, and I'm going to have to work a lot harder now to even rectify, this.
What happened? What can you tell us? What happened that night? Was an honest mistake? Was a bad judgment? You got arrested. That's inevitable. That's the fact.
It's hard to talk about just because of the case facts, but I made a bad choice, a bad decision that I shouldn't have done, and now I have to own up to it and really kind of answer a lot of questions and really tell people what happened specifically in apologies personally and otherwise, that not to make bad choices like I did,
This happens every day, unfortunately. A lot of people make bad choices, but when you are in a political position as yourself, you are upheld to a higher standard.
That's true.
People expect more from you, but you're human too.
That's true. I mean, one of the big issues that I see with all of this is the fact that I think about, someone could have been hurt, and that's a huge issue. I mean, my wife was in the car. If I think about the fact that something happened and then my son didn't have a mother anymore or something like that would it's really painful,
I can hear in your voice the emotion.
Mm.
I can hear your repentance to this. This incident is beyond the public scenario situation you're facing right now, what your political future is. This is about your family, your community that I know for a fact how much you love and how much dedication you have for this community.
Yeah, this is a big. It's difficult for me because I've talked to many of the community members in my district, and they have definitely shown their disappointment, but they also had hope that there was a way to work harder and redeem myself for what I've done. But they want to see that. They want me to work harder now and prove the fact, earn back their trust, and not go anywhere.
Just like you've been bombarded in the general media, you have also been bombarded with a lot of support. A lot of people condemn the decision, condemn the act, and it's a fact that it was the wrong choice. It was a mistake, a big one. Thank God there was no other repercussions, consequence, like you mentioned, the endangerment of both of your guys' life, the public, people that were driving in the area. But at the same time, what is going to come out from this? What can we learn? What have Ryan WINKLE the person, the man, the citizen have learned from this mistake?
One of the biggest things that I face is I mentor a group of kids, and they were asking me lots of questions, saying, hey, "What happened, Tito Ryan? What happened?" And that was so painful to see on their faces that I had somehow fallen down a notch or something like this. So what I'm really recognizing is how do I help people to not make a decision like this in the future, maybe information or, obviously I'm going to get into seeking some sort of treatment or counseling. As a family, we're going to do that. And past that, maybe some public events.
Now, this is not the first incident. There was another DUI conviction in 2008. It's been very public. It's public record. It's been talked. Have Ryan not learned the lesson? Have Ryan have a drinking problem? That's a constant question among the media, but also within the community.
Right.
You've been there for the community. How can the community be here? And first of all, we would like to hear your answer on that.
I just hope that you'll give me a chance. I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can. And yes, there was a previous incident. And at the time, I didn't have the knowledge or the resources to seek any kind of help. And now I'm admitting that and doing that.
What kind of help are you looking for? What can we expect from now on? What actions will you be taking in order to correct the situation and to learn, to really show that you have learned from this experience?
Eric and I have already sought out and enrolled in some treatment and counseling. I've talked to the liquor industry as well as some of the large groups out there, and we've already got a plan in place to start really making awareness campaigns and working to get just real people, real information that they can use to not make a decision like I did.
What's going to happen? You work so hard, you're so new in the political arena. And a lot of people are asking for your resignation, for you to step down from the position as a Mesa City Council. There's a lot of debate. The City Council itself seems to be on fire because of your choices, because of your actions. Have you decided what you will be doing?
I have decided what I will be doing, and I will be taking a voluntary leave of absence to kind of get through the legal stuff and also take the pressure off of City Hall. They don't need that kind of distraction, essentially. And once we work through it, I'll be coming back and working just as hard as ever, probably more. I have to work harder now. So
this is not the end for you, Kerry. You're not leaving the seat. You're not taking away your participation as a leader within the city of Mesa. And definitely, you're not saying no to all of those constituents that voted for you and elected you to that position.
Absolutely. For the next 4 years, I expect to work as hard as possible for the voters of District 3 and for Mesa in general.
Now, a lot of people within the political arena, within the public eye, have been in this kind of situations. You're not the first one, but you seem to be upheld to a very, very high profile in this situation. They are expecting a lot from you. There was a lot of hope on you. There is a lot of hope on you with what you can do, what you bring to the community as a whole. Do you think you're being judged in an unfair way, or you are accepting the kind of judgment because of your actions?
I'm definitely accepting this kind of judgment. I'm trying to just accept it. It's a little strange having reporters camped outside of your house and chasing you down. I never expected something like that, but I also didn't realize that a little person like me would be so paid attention to.
Well, obviously you're not a little person to the media or to the community that has supported you so many ways. And if you are wondering why is the journalist in this process with her phone, well, it's the platform that we have chose. Why did we chose, and I include myself in this, why did we chose Facebook Live? I think it was a fair process for you to directly address your constituent, the public. With the regular media, it's bits and pieces that they would be airing because the time, limits it how much. So I think it's fair, since you've been within the community working so hard, that you would have the chance to answer their question. Now, you're not the only one on fire right now during that incident because of the body camera video that we have seen left and right on social media, every single media outlet locally. We know, Erika, you've been under fire also. What exactly happened that night, and how do you feel about your words to the officers and how you approached them? Was that correct? Was that immediate response? What happened? Take us to that moment.
I love my husband. I support my husband, and I was being protective. I just couldn't see him, and I wanted to protect him, and that's what I did. And I'm always going to support him, regardless of. I've seen how hard he works for what he has, and I love him and I support him, and I think that I was doing what. I mean,
any other woman would have done in this situation? Are you implying that?
Yes, any other woman would have done. I was protecting my husband. I was protecting my baby, my family.
Now, you guys worked together hand in hand on this campaign. You were doing the same. You both got, for lack of a better word, in trouble with the authorities at the same day. Was that the right decision as you protecting your husband by saying, we should have not drove that night? Neither of us would. What else could you done? How many times have that gone through your head in this time after the incident?
Many times. But like I said, I was doing what any other loving woman would have done: protect her husband, her family, our baby.
That's really kind of the horrible piece in this, is that there's so many things that you think, it would be such a simple step to have just done this.
And how many people have gone through that situation, have experienced, or have somebody in their household, a close friend that had gone through the same situation? What could have Ryan and Erika done that night differently? You can't take time back.
There's a million things. I mean, maybe take Uber to the place you're going. Maybe, I don't know, call for a friend. There's a lot of things that could have changed that would have changed the outcome of that day.
Now, you both were very lucky, extremely lucky, because nothing negative came out of that. No one else was hurt. You are facing difficult situations in your political, your personal scenario arena, but no one got hurt that night. Not you guys, not anyone else in the public. That's not usually the story that we as media have to cover most of the time. So this was a serious mistake. This was a serious bad choice in many aspects. It was not the first one for Ryan. Why would the public will even trust you now, Ryan? What's different this time?
I think that the public has seen how hard that I've worked, and this will change my life, definitely. But this time I'm actually seeking some professional help, and I mean, this is a big deal, And people were hurt, not physically, but many people that were called were hurt emotionally, that I didn't want to see this happen to you, and I didn't want to see you doing this. You were my child's example, and that's big. That's a lot of hurt for people.
We have seen a lot of politicians. We have seen a lot of people from the media, the public arena or medium, come back from something as horrible as this situation. And I say horrible because it's beyond what the two sides of the political spectrum are debating right now, that if you're capable of serving that part of the citizens of Mesa or not, are you capable of really continuing with your job? Is this situation that you guys are facing distracting the work of the rest of the city council in Mesa? And so many other questions out there. But in reality, we have seen them come back and do good of it. But a lot of people may be asking themselves, this is not the first time, Ryan. You had already made clear. You guys are taking different steps this time. Why would the public, not the media, but the public, give Ryan and Erika a second chance?
For me, growing up in Mesa, I've been a champion of Mesa for as long as I can remember. I love Mesa. When I got elected, that was one of the best days in my life. Mesa is my life, So for me, this is taking a piece of my life and pulling it. So it's difficult, and I want to come back stronger than ever and work even harder now.
Well, we are doing this this interview live on Facebook at this time. Thank you so much for joining us. We know there's a lot of comments. It's impossible for us to read every single comment, to respond to it. And because of legal reasons, you cannot be answering, the questions at the time. I am doing my best to answer every single or ask every single question that we know the public, deserves to have the answer on this. Now, when it comes to the situation at the under attack that Erica has been about the media, trying to convince the officers not to arrest you because you're political. A lot of people are saying, well, they were trying to use their political status to be treated different under the law. What do you answer to that?
I didn't hear it at the time that it was happening. I was away, and but for me, she wasn't behind the wheel. She's not in public office. It's not. It shouldn't be about Erica. This should be about me. This is my problem. This is my fault. But I get how that could be a concern because it went out in the media.
You're taking ownership of your mistake.
Absolutely.
It was a bad judgment. It was a mistake. What was it that night?
It was just a sequence of events that didn't end up in me making the right choice, and now I've got to own up to it. I've got to make amends with the community that I serve. Now,
by you being in a city council and those people that know the record or the track record that Ryan has within the community, being in the city council is not the only involvement you have with the community. For those people that you're new to them, can you explain to us how you've been working and why are you so much part of the community, not only as a representative as a city council in Mesa?
For the past, I'll just say 5 years, I've been working with many small businesses on keeping them in business along light rail construction. I've started an urban garden that's serviced over 400 people with fresh food and donate to food banks. We started a community organization that basically advocates for good construction, small business. I'm involved in so many things that's tiring, but I love it. Like I said, it's my life, and I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to stop either way, you know what I mean?
So, and that was the next question. If it would come to a situation where the city council decides, if there's a way to decide, because I know you're an elected official, so the public has to decide if they want you there or not, and there's a process for that. If it comes to the point where they do not want you to represent them, what is going to be, Ryan, in that relationship with the community? Would that participation, that involvement with the community stop there? Or would be increasing because the more that you have to work, as you mentioned. That.
Right. If the voters decided that they did not want me to be there, I would listen to the voters. They're the ones that ultimately have the decision. But that won't stop my actual involvement because, like I said, being involved in this community is part of me. I remember growing up and going to Tempe. They'd be like, oh, there's that Ryan guy from Mesa, because I have been so supportive of the city forever,
In so many aspects. Well, we have a lot of comments like we mentioned before. Some of them, against you, other ones supporting you. They say, we are not here to judge Ryan. A mistake was made and he is sorry. Let's move on and heal the community. That's Gino Turrubiantes. Then we have other comments like Ryan has done a lot for the community in Mesa. That good should not be forgotten. We support you, Ryan. Then we have those that, they're not that happy with the situation and they do believe that you should resign to the position. That's some of the comments. And I'm sorry because I'm only finding most of the positive ones. I have seen a lot of them, but it's, we are live on Facebook. There are a lot of comments. Does Ryan or his wife think it is okay to use political status to try and save the decision of police officers enforcing the law? Ian Schwartz is commenting that. So there's a debate. There's a judgment being done not only within the media, by the way the story is being handled, but also within the community.
Right.
You both seem sincere. I have seen you guys work hard. This is not the first time we're sitting down in a conversation about a topic that has to do with the community. I never expected myself to have this kind of conversation with you, just like many of our audience. But we know you guys are real in many ways for those people that know you. Being aside from the journalist perspective that we all have, you're human, you make errors. We all are entitled to somehow face that kind of situations. Hopefully none of us would have to, and we will learn from your mistake, from your decisions, and prevent that. How can we close this conversation? How can we bring it to a not a political promise because you're not in campaign anymore, but how can we track the efforts of Ryan from here on? How can we be certain that you are sincere to us, not only the media, the public, but you are in the path to really take care of the situation, whatever issues they may be, and this would not happen or would hinder your ability to represent the citizens in the Mesa?
Along with the voluntary leave that I'm taking to make things right in the immediate time, you'll see me working out there. You'll see me in the street. I'll be holding some town halls, and I'll be answering emails. Like I said, I've always been very accessible. This only takes it to a next level of it actually builds, I feel like, a relationship with the community that I have to work harder on this relationship, you know? So with that being said, I hope, especially for Mesa's youth, my fellow council members, I just want to really apologize, and I hope that you can work with me to let me redeem myself.
You touch on younger generations. I know you work really close with a lot of teens. They were big supporters of your campaign. And it must be very difficult this moment for you to face them, like you mentioned, the kids that you mentor. What can they learn from the mistake Ryan has made?
I hope they first learn to make better decisions. But secondly, that if they do, it's not the end of the world. They can pick themselves up, work really hard, and with the help of community, loved ones, family, that you can still continue on and make great things happen.
Ryan, there's a lot of people probably watching us at this moment that have somehow been impacted, their family, their life, by a drunk driver, somebody that was impaired as they were driving. Situations that were a lot more negative results than what you guys are facing now. How can you speak to them? How can your apology reach them?
When I think about people being hurt or losing their lives or not having somebody, I think about the fact that one day someone might not be able to pick up the phone and call their loved one, and that hurts. So please understand that I'm listening and understand that I will make this right.
We would like now to change to Spanish because we know you have a huge fellowship also within the Latino community, and they've been a big supporter. They also deserve some answers from you. A este momento queremos cambiar al idioma español. Sabemos que hay una gran cantidad de personas que han seguido la carrera y que están siguiendo la noticia de los cargos que enfrenta el concejal de Mesa, Ryan WINKLE, en cuestión de su reciente arresto por conducir bajo la influencia del alcohol. Ryan, ¿qué puedes decirle tú a aquellas personas que están dudando de tu capacidad para continuar representándoles en Mesa por este incidente?
Para el mundo hispano, esa situación es difícil porque cuando una persona como yo no hace una
¿Buena decisión?
Mala decisión.
¿Hace una mala decisión?
Sí. It takes away from the hard work that a lot of people have done that would not normally, let's say, be so welcome into this kind of position. So it's a setback for a lot of people.
Dice que cuando una persona dentro de la posición que él tiene comete una mala decisión o toma una mala decisión como la que él tomó de conducir bajo la influencia, le resta a lo que ha sido el trabajo que él ha tenido dentro de la comunidad, le quita valor al trabajo arduo que ha realizado dentro de la comunidad. Entonces es una situación mucho más difícil. ¿Tú estás arrepentido de la decisión que tomaste esta noche?
Absolutely. I mean,
¿qué le puedes decir al público que te sigue, a los constituyentes que votaron por ti, los latinos que votaron por ti en el área de Mesa?
I would ask the Latinos in Mesa, which there are a very large group of, and I love it because they're in my district. That's a great thing, but I would ask them to also please forgive me for this and just keep working with me. I think we can do a lot together.
Les pide una sincera, le da una sincera disculpa, les pide perdón, que le perdonen por la decisión errónea que tomó. Le pide a la comunidad latina de Mesa que siga trabajando con él, que le permita seguirle representando en este proceso. ¿Qué ha aprendido Ryan y Erika de esta situación? ¿Qué ha sido la lección más grande que has tenido? What's been the biggest lesson that you guys have learned from this situation? ¿Cuál ha sido esa lección?
La lección más grande es que cuando uno toma una mala decisión hay consecuencias serias y es algo que uno tiene que tomar el control y aceptar si estás mal. Como yo dije, yo siempre he apoyado a mi esposo 100%. Él ha trabajado muy duro para salir y conocer a cada persona de mesa y su trabajo se ve, se siente. Y como dije, yo apoyo y apoyaré a todo lo que haga mi esposo.
Ahora, tú también estás siendo juzgada, Erika, por tus comentarios a los oficiales durante el proceso de arresto. Se te acusa de tratar de manipular o de prevenir que se arrestara a tu marido. ¿Qué puedes decirle tú a esas mujeres, a esas familias que nos están escuchando en este momento? ¿Fue erróneo de tu parte? ¿Hiciste lo propio? ¿Qué fue lo que pasó exactamente ahí?
Lo que hice estaba defendiendo a mi esposo. Y yo, la verdad, era un dolor para mí verlo en una situación así, y lo que yo en ese momento quería es defender a mi esposo y estar con él. Y como digo, yo lo apoyo y siempre lo voy a apoyar.
Ya estaría ahí. Bueno, tenemos muchísimos comentarios de la comunidad. Rosa Varela dice, eres el único que siempre ha visto por nuestra comunidad. Arriba y adelante. Linda Calderón, ánimo, todos merecemos una segunda oportunidad. Veamos las cosas buenas que ha hecho. Ashley Elizabeth dice, people normally lie when they know they are in deep situations. Prays for his strength to address life. No other politician, anyone I have seen has quite owned it to this way. So that's some of the comments that we're getting. Tenemos muchos comentarios y sabemos también que la gente está esperando ver, Ryan, ¿qué vas a hacer a partir de hoy? ¿Qué decisión has tomado? ¿Vas a seguir dentro del ámbito político? ¿Te vas a retirar? ¿Vas a renunciar a tu puesto? ¿Qué le puedes decir a nuestra comunidad?
I plan to continue working hard with the community with this small break that we're taking to heal, but I mean, it's not going to stop. The community still needs a voice, and they can't be left alone. So.
Dice que la comunidad aún necesita una voz que le represente. Él va a tomar un pequeño descanso de su puesto como concejal de la ciudad de Mesa para sanar, para procesar, para continuar con la situación, ver cómo se arregla, obviamente, la cuestión legal, pero sobre todo para no distraer también lo que está ocurriendo dentro del concilio de Mesa, como nos lo dijo anteriormente en sus declaraciones. ¿De qué manera puede la comunidad que te ha estado apoyando durante el proceso tener una conexión directa contigo durante este proceso? ¿Qué necesitas tú de la comunidad en este momento?
Anyone can reach out to me at all times on social media, email, phone. I make my contact very, very easy to do. But most of all, what I would hope is that more people would just get involved with public things, civic duties. Especially the community, or the Latino community. We really need more people involved.
So we would like to close this interview. We want to thank you, Erika, and Councilman Ryan Winkle, also for being here with us today, for choosing Mari Rabago Productions, con Mari Rabago, our platforms to give answers to that community, particular to those voters that supported you through this process. And I know they're very vigilant. I know it's a situation that's not only affecting you as a family, it's affecting the community, and we wish you both the best in this.
Thank you very much. Gracias a todos.
Thank you so much for your time.